Hello everybody, this is Bench85. Welcome back to another episode of Farming Simulator 19, Season 2. We are gearing up for some harvest. That's what it's going to come down to here. I've actually been hard at work about it. Sunflowers are all taken off right now. I've got some liming to do, that's for sure. So all of the sunflowers right now are taken off. So it's these fields here and these two fields. I do have three fields of soybeans that we need to take off. All of our corn is in, last stage of growth. So that's all catching up. And what we're going to be doing here, I think there's actually some rain forecasted later today. So instead of going after soybeans and getting interrupted and stuff like that, plus I gotta switch heads over, all that good stuff. Actually, while we're going through here, let me close this in case it rains, just because. We need this guy. We get to use our big chopper. I want to harvest as much silage as we can to fill that silo up, and I want to see if I can fill it from silage all the way up to the chaff. Like, I want to be able to go, there we go. I want to fill it to 500,000 units of silage, and then I want 500,000 units of chaff in it as well. Oh, look at this. This is beautiful. Look at that width. We are going to be chopping good tonight. I don't know if it really matters which field we go after. I think I'm going to go after this one just because it's open on the other, or decent on the other end. But these fields are nice and close, so it's easy to take the silage over and dump it and all that good stuff. So let's get this guy over here, get him all prepped and ready to go, and let's see how fast this fills up using our new chopper. Of course, we got some extra range because we got the extra long. Oh yeah, look at that. That's nice. Oh, I like that a lot. So we're going to go and turn you on, and we're going to hit higher, let you start chopping, then we're going to start pulling ahead with it. This guy is not set up for it at all. Don't run stuff over. We're good now. I think we're set at the right speed. Ooh, she's filling up pretty fast. Of course, I'm not running a full row here because I wasn't sure exactly where to set it at. Good, that'll give us lots of silage. I know it's not fully harvestable or like at the final stage, but from what I can tell, if you chop it at this stage, it doesn't change whether you're doing, or for harvesting, whether it's in full harvest or the last stage of growth, which is how it should be for chopping corn. We're at 200,000 units, so it should be, we got almost 60,000 units per, so we need 300, so 5 of these should fill up the 500,000, and then from there, we'll see how much it takes to fill it. I want to fill it, at the same time I don't know if I want to because of what's planned here coming up. We've got some huge plans, huge things that are going to be coming to this series once we're done with harvesting everything. That's what it's going to come down to. Big things are going to be happening. I don't know, we'll have to see. It might be next episode, it might not be a next episode. It all depends on how much gets done today, well, this episode, and what we have left to do. So I can't promise anything. Um, but I think it's going to be pretty cool. I'm excited for it. I just realized how far away I could actually travel because of the long range of this thing. And it looks like it's going to be pretty close to one pass to fill one of these up if I had an actual full pass lined up here. Unfortunately, our pig count is climbing quickly. We're having lots, I mean, I guess it's not unfortunate, but we've got a lot of little pigs getting created, and we're going to start filling up the barn yet again. I don't really have any that are prepped and ready to be taken out yet. They're just not the right weight yet. Can you reach that? No, of course you can't. We're gonna have to back into it. And I'm watching very closely our cows. Our first cows that we put into our pasture as babies, that are at 1.9 to 2 years old. They're still listed as young, but they're going to be crossing over into adulthood, basically. So they're going to go into the main milking barn here pretty darn soon. So we'll just have to see how things go, but this is going to be our first load here. I don't think we're going to chop this whole field off, even if I fill that silo to 100,000 or 1 million units. I don't think it's going to be possible to fill or to take off this whole field, because there's a lot of corn here. And this is actually the bigger of the two fields. But we'll just have to see how things go. But I'm going to start chopping here, and I'll keep you guys posted as to how things go for this silo, and we'll see if my guess is correct, or if we can only fit 500,000. We'll have to see. I'm kind of curious. But we'll find out pretty quick. And it looks like our spreader's getting up there and getting pretty full, which is good. We did fertilize a handful of fields. Let's see here. Yeah, that'll work, sure. If I go to soil composition, so I fertilized this one with manure. I fertilized 3. This was with regular fertilizer. Fertilized this one with manure, and actually I started working on this one. I didn't get all of it done. This is soybeans, so that's why it's listed as fertilized, because I fertilized both these fields together. Looks like we got one field here that needs plowing, which isn't too bad. So if I back up into here, so we got just under 200,000, and we've got chaff that's starting to go in. So we'll just have to see how things go. Well, would you look at that, it's just starting to rain. That's unfortunate. I was making good progress too. I'm going to finish filling up this semi-full here, and then we're going to have to shut down until the weather gets a little better here. The plus side is you can chop while it's raining, or while the crop itself is wet. Obviously we're not going to be able to harvest soybeans once this dries out, because crop's considered wet. The one downside to chopping these fields is because of the angle up here. Every time he turns around at the end of the field here, he says that he's done. Which he is not. So I'm just going to leave him sit there, and we'll come meet up with him when it stops raining. The plus side is I was actually going to come bring you guys along with this load anyways. This is the proof of my theory. This will put us over 500,000 units in the silo. So if it all goes in, we know that we can go to 1 million units. If it does not go all in, well, then we're going to have to stop right where we're at, I guess. And we can no longer fill the silo anymore. So we have 244 units of silage, so we'll go 245. So 255 is the most we could have in here. We've got 270 units of chaff, 270,000. So that one's going to go all the way up. The only downside of this, and the rain is actually going to help us because it's going to start processing it over to silage. But the downside is that if we hit 500,000 in chaff before we hit 500,000 in silage, we're going to have to wait and let it process, and then we can start filling it again, is what it's going to come down to. But regardless, we're going to end up with basically 1 million units of silage with a very easy unload process. So actually those guys would be perfect for making silage for like a bio plant. Absolutely perfect. You can see here we're over halfway done. Well, I shouldn't say that. We put over 500,000 units into it. So actually, yeah. No, we put we put 300, over 300,000 is what I would say. And we've got probably another 400 some thousand to go. So we're right around halfway, I would say. But yeah, I gotta wait this rain out, and we'll have to see how much gets processed here. 246. We do have enough to get all the way up to 500,000. So depending on how much time this takes, it might work out. So I'm not gonna make you guys watch it rain. I'm gonna have to watch it rain. Oh, would you look at that? It's getting dark, and it's raining again. Of course it's raining. This day has been all about raining. Yeah, it rained for about 5 hours, then stopped. So I figured, yeah, let's just start chopping again. And now it's raining again. We're actually getting quite a ways into this field, further than I thought we were going to. Kind of surprised me. This is the last load that I can get out of here anyways tonight. We're running out of room for chaff in the silo. Perfect. Probably shouldn't walk across the head while we're running though. Alright, you stay here, Chopper. I'm gonna take this back to the farm. So yeah, I can't get all of this into the silo, I believe. We've got almost 400,000 units of silage in the silo itself, and chaff is gonna, I think, hit 500,000. So if that's the case, we've only got like 100,000 units left, and this trailer, you know, hauls 59 at a time. So we might only need to chop one more load. I don't know, it'll be close. Probably be a case of we're gonna have some left in the wagon or in the trailer here, and as we start using it for feeding the animals, we'll just have to fill the silo until it's empty, and then we can consider it full. Yeah, definitely starting to get dark already. You can tell it's fall. Because we're at 4:55-ish. So almost all of this will go in. We'll see how close we get. If that's the case, and we're right at about 900,000, we got 100,000 left, that means we're going to have, what, 59, and you got 41 left, so you're going to have about 18,000 left in a trailer. Yeah, you got 10 right now. So we're at 500,000 of chaff and 396. So just gonna let it sit here. I'm gonna accelerate here a little bit. I usually end up sleeping by about the 21-hour mark, so it's gonna get dark here. I apologize. See if we can get all of this in there. There. So now if we look, we've got 494 in chaff and 411. So that's a little over 900,000. Right? 494 plus 411 gets you about 505 or a 905. So that's pretty good. Let's see here. We gotta figure out. You are back at the home farm. Good. I'll accelerate a little bit here, and we'll end up sleeping for the night. And we'll continue doing some shopping in the morning and finish that out. I'm gonna be honest, guys. I know what this big thing that's coming is here in the near future, and I so want to talk about it, but I don't want to spoil it either. It's so difficult, and I can't seem to back up a trailer to save my life here. A little bit of manure back there. I don't usually come back. What is that? Not to get distracted. Oh, that's just a pipe. Okay. I mean, not to get distracted, but I was curious. Let's see. I was trying to figure out how far I want to go with this. So we got. This is the most silage it'll make, because it's looking to make it in a certain batch size. 35,000 and change units in this trailer will fill up the chaff. I'm gonna go a little bit past that. I think I'm just gonna finish this row out and call it good. If we got a little extra, it's fine. We'll just put it into the silo as we can. We'll leave it over there. I don't think that'll be a problem. So right about there would be enough for 1 million. So as long as we don't fill this up. If we fill this up and I don't reach the end, that's going to be kind of embarrassing. But no, we got like 20,000 units. Well, 19, 18 now. Shouldn't be a problem. But that'll be all the silage that we need for this year. We've still got some of this field left. We did take a pretty good chunk off of it. That's impressive. Oh, it looks like it dried out finally from the rains yesterday, which is awesome. That means we can actually start harvesting the soybeans off, get that off, and go into the later stages of no, buddy. You are no longer needed. Fold up that awesome pipe that you have. I'm actually going to shut you down. Get into the truck here. I'll let you do your thing. And we'll take this back and I'll show you guys where we ended up. So 52,000. We're going to have about 17, maybe 16.5 left in this trailer. Which that's, let's see, 16 plus 8 is about 24,000, and that truck holds 22, so it'll almost all fit in after we feed the animals once, and I think we do today, actually. So we'll be pretty close to actually getting this all worked out. So if I go here, yeah, end of the day we'll end up feeding everybody. Oh man, the pigs are really reproducing. We're getting so many baby pigs right now. 185, so that's one of them that's getting close. I tried to do it around 200, so we can't take them yet. I did want to see in here. They're still listed as young. I was hoping some of these guys right here pretty soon would change over to mature, especially the ones that are listed at 2 years old, like these guys here. So they're getting close. And actually, if I do that, you can see those are what, the first ones that were born here, the first set. Oh, sorry, 17 and a half. So yeah, we're just gonna have to leave this over here for now. I'm gonna cover it up. And actually I didn't want to shut that off. I can, because we gotta go over and get the chopper, bring it back, and I gotta maneuver or move all these things around. This is a full semi of sunflower, and that's a partial load of sunflowers. Where is my chopper? There it is. So it might be noon before I have everything moved around. Actually, it'd probably be this afternoon before I got the head switched over and I can actually start taking off some soy. I don't know where we are on this episode for time, so let me check on that, and at the very least I'll come back and chat a little bit here at the end, so I'll see where we're at and let you guys know. Well, it looks like crops keep disappearing. Soybeans are off. All the soybeans are off, actually. It's day 4. I'm waiting for some of the other items to start, or some of the other crop. Well, I guess it's just corn. All we have left is corn to do. I'm waiting for that to come into season here. It should come in tomorrow. But just trying to do some of the other work around here while we can. I mean, it's going to take them a while to plow this, so I figured let's get her going. So this one needs plowing, and I guess that's the only one. But we are going to need lime here. We're going to need lime 12, 11, 10, 16 needs lime. I'll probably lime both of these. Actually, I'm going to lime all these together here. I'll show you why. Yeah, do not allow create, because otherwise this is going to make a mess. Alright, I'm just going to let him go and start plowing away. Yeah, this guy. I need lime. I'm short on lime right now, so we might as well go get some. I had a little bit of chaff left that didn't go into the silo, so I just got it sitting. You can probably see it over there in a pile by the silo. I'll just scoop it into the silo when it has space. I don't think today. No, it'll be tomorrow morning actually. No big deal. It's only like 2,600 units, so it's not a lot. The reason I mentioned putting all those fields together, or at least liming them all together, is because I'm starting to put fields together. That's why the plow's involved. 14, 15, and 16, I want to say. They're the two fields that are close to the road up here, kind of across from our secondary farm, which we'll come up on. Right next to 17, our giant field. I put those two together, as well as putting it together with the big field behind it. So now we've got two giant fields here. And we actually had put together... Nobody's coming? Yeah, I'm going to pass you, because you're slow. So these fields right up here. I figured we might as well put them all together. So you can see I ran the plow down there, put them together. These two fields had gone together last year. So the field on the right needs lime, the field on the left does not. Well, it doesn't make sense for us to lime half the field. We might as well lime the whole field, and so that everything's in sync. Just like 14, 15, and 16. 16 is the only field that needs lime at this moment, but we might as well get them all synced together. It just works out better that way. The other thing that's exciting, and this is just kind of a talkie episode, or talkie part of the episode, I guess. Our John Deere. We were at 99.9 hours. I stopped him there because I thought maybe we'd want to see the 100 hours cross over together. He's actually waiting for lime right now, which is the one thing we don't have a lot of at the moment. And I'll probably just unload it straight out of here like I did before. Or I guess I wouldn't have to. I could put it into the silo that we have there, and then we can just load it straight in. It'll actually load faster because we've got a handful of fields right near the farm that will probably be better off loading in from the silo itself instead of here. And then when we go over by the pig farm is when we can dump it out of here like we did last year. But I wanted to start liming today. I'm not going to get a whole long ways with it, just like the plowing. If I can get the plowing done, then we got that one step done. We're going to start taking corn off, and there's going to be a couple days of taking corn off. And then we've got quite a bit of tillage left to do. I am only going to be digging up ground that needs it. So I have my list of fields here in front of me. I made out another list like I did last season, or whatever you want to call it. And that way I can go down the list and be like, oh, that needs the corn planter, like to put in corn or sunflowers. Those have to be dug up ahead of time. Whereas if it's, soy or black beans, because we're going to put black beans in next year. Here it is. Then we can just have the planter dig it for us, because it goes on its own. I was looking to fill this stuff up, but I ran out of... I don't have any seed, is what it is. So actually I'm going to get this guy out of the way for now. There you go, close her up. So she's full of fertilizer. I was going to fill her up with seed so that it was ready to go for springtime when it comes around. I also took the dual wheels off the back. I wasn't liking them. I don't think there's any lime in the silos, but we can check. If not, we've got 59,000 units that are going to be incoming. And I'm watching my hour meter down there. I'm curious to see when it's going to change over. Oh, 374 lime. Totally worth it. Oh, we just went 100. Sweet. So we officially have 100 hours on a piece of equipment. Now remember, that is 100% hours that is spent with that tractor running. Real hours, not in-game hours where we're going 5 times the speed. None of that. That's actual hours. So it could be hired hands, doing work while we're doing other things. But we have officially put 100 hours on a piece of equipment. That is awesome. And actually, if we look here, we can kind of see. So we got 100 hours on that one. Our little red Valtra's got 60. The Combine's got 36. The Challenger, our tracked one's got 33. Coon Axis, 40.2. Don't know what that is. That might be... I'm actually curious what that is. Looking for Coon. Oh, our spreader. Oh yeah, that would have a lot of time on it. How much did I just spend, by the way, on lime? Shouldn't have been a lot, right? Other 6,000. Oh, that's not bad at all. I have been selling some of our crops because we've got some big changes incoming, and I haven't decided yet. We may end up doing it next episode. We may not. It all depends on how things roll. Basically, I'm going to start taking corn off, and I'm going to spend a lot of time taking corn off, and we may do some big things in between all of that. One thing for sure that I will tell you guys is that we are going to need probably another set of grain bins, like we talked about, putting that road into that field and then putting the grain bins in there. I think that's going to happen. And I think we're going to need it next episode because I think I've got 120,000 units of corn left, and how much did we go to? Like 700,000. So we filled it almost 3/4 full, and we had a lot of fields that were not fertilized all the way. And now we've got even more fields than we had last year of corn, and they're all the way fertilized. So we're gonna have corn running like crazy. We may even need a second semi. We'll have to see how that goes. I may need to, depending on how things run here. But haven't decided yet. But at least we got lime coming in here. I'm gonna start spreading lime and wait until we can take corn off tomorrow. But I'm gonna wrap things up here. I think I'm about ready for this episode. So thank you guys all for watching. I hope you enjoyed watching chopping corn, filling our silo to the max, and I hope you're excited for some big changes to come, which will start, at the very least it will start next episode. It may not finish, but it will start. So see if you can think what I'm gonna do. Maybe throw it in the comments if you can figure it out. Give me some suggestions as what you think it might be, and we'll see if anybody can be right. So thank you guys all for watching, and as always, take it easy.